think I am live on all 3 platforms. So I'll give everybody a chance to come in and get settled before I get started. But I just wanted to welcome everybody. So if you are here, if you are seeing this video, it is because you're either part of the Align group, right, where we're balancing our style, presence, and brand, or you're on my Instagram, or you're watching this on my YouTube channel. But regardless, I'm glad that you're here. So let's get to it. So every Thursday I go live with a little bit of information about like just your business, personal branding, how to define that, and how to take it to the next level. So tonight's topic is how to tell your personal brand story without telling all your business, right? So we all know that a personal brand is very important, right? It's your way of expressing to the world who you are, what you stand for, what you want, what you're going to get out of life. But a lot of times, a lot of people feel like they have to tell everything about themselves in order to seem authentic. So I'm going to break that down tonight. Also, before I get started, I have a couple of announcements. So first, thank you for everyone who's joined the group. I'm really, really excited and blown away. So I had a goal last week, and it was, I'm taking my shoes off, excuse me. I had a goal last week, and it was to reach 300 people, and we are at 299. Like, we're at the cusp. So somebody go and tell somebody else to join the group, right? To join the group, because once we reach 300, I am going to do a giveaway. I think I'm going to choose 3 to 5 women, but I'm giving away the book Becoming by Michelle Obama. So if y'all heard that or whatever, it's a great book. It will help inspire you and all that jazz. So anyway, the point is I'm trying to get to 300 people. Can you please, if you're not there, go and join or invite somebody. And then the other is I have a speaking engagement on Saturday. And I'm sorry, I'm distracted. So I'm looking out my window, and my husband is trying to drive in with this truck and deliver something, and he's about to tear up something. So if y'all hear something, I'm just going to keep it moving. So anyway, I have a speaking engagement, and it is this Saturday. If you're in the Raleigh-Durham area, so I'll be speaking at the Sheraton. But there's an annual event, which is like the daddy-daughter dance. I think it's like their 11th year in a row. And this time, the guy who put this on, he wanted to also open it up to like workshops and trainings for women and young women. And his whole thing is about, you know, finding the regal woman. Where is she? So there's going to be 3 people that's coming in just to speak. I'm one of them. I think we're going to be talking about personal branding, of course, as well as etiquette and makeup. So that is going to be awesome. And I think for this workshop, there's no charge. So if you guys have a moment, if you're downtown Raleigh, if you're looking for something to do Saturday, it's 2 to 4. I'll be there, and I'll be sharing some nuggets and some knowledge, and you'll get to meet me. Okay, so enough with that. I mean, I don't mean it like that, but you know what I'm saying. Let's get on to why we're here. So thank you guys for joining. Tonight, we're going to be talking about, and if I kind of zone out, it's because my notes are right here, and I'm trying to read them. And I obviously didn't do a good job writing. How to tell your brand story without telling all of your business. So first off, let's break it down as far as like with the misconception of a personal or a brand story. Like we know we're talking about personal brand, why I say it, of a brand story. So a lot of times people think your brand story is like just a projected story or a projected image that you want everyone else to see about you. Like they think that's personal brand story or your brand story. And that's not true because, you know, it's not just what you want people to see, right? Like you got to walk in that or it'll be a complete lie. So it's not something that you just project out to the world and just hope people will buy it, because I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot control real life scenarios with lies. It's going to show, you're going to be shown for that, right? That's going to come through. So 1, it's not that. 2, it's not about like feeling that you need to be entertaining. Like, you know, having like a reality TV type entertainment. Like you have to come and tap dance and keep people entertained, right? Like I get on here and I realize that, you know, a lot of people that are in my group, they may can't join at the same time. They may be here. They may drop off. But I'm not going to tap dance to entertain anybody or try to keep anybody here. Because if you just stay true to yourself, to your message, people will come, right? You'll either attract them or, you know, you will repel them. Either or, I'm cool with it. So don't feel like that you have to, be entertaining in order to tell your brand story or to have a brand story, right? You don't have to put on for anybody. You don't have to, and I am a big component about this. Yeah, component about this. I do not do the whole fake it till you make it. Like, I get that, and I get that, like, within our entrepreneurial type area, right? The fake it till you make it. And I'm all about manifesting, and I'm all about, speaking positive things and speaking things into existence, right? But we do not fake it till we make it here. We own where we are right now, and we're present in our truth, right? So, misconception. It is not about entertaining or tap dancing or having to, have this great allure about you. Just be yourself, right? Completely be yourself. Also, it's not about like the keeping up with the Kardashians. And when I say that, like, I don't know if people still watch it. I actually have never, ever watched an episode. I've watched one episode, and I know I'm digressing. And Kim's voice was so annoying, I had to turn it off. Anyway, it's not about keeping up with the Kardashians. And when I say that, I mean, you don't have to put your whole life out there and think that that's your brand story, right? Like, you're going to the doctor. You don't have to text everybody or make that a status, or you're eating something, if it's cool, it's great, cool. If that's your thing and you want to share it, but don't feel like you have to put every single thing out there in order to have an effective brand story. Right? You can hold some of that back, and I'll give you some tips on how to do that. So yeah, I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, your life does not have to be on display. It does not have to be on display at all. I remember, yeah, it doesn't have to be on display if you like, but I remember I was at this job. I think I was in Morrisville or something. And, oh my God. So this guy that was working there, I don't know if he liked me or whatever, but I could tell, like, whatever. That's irrelevant. But he was insistent. Like, when he came to my desk, he was insistent I should have pictures up of my family. Like, don't you have children? Yeah, I do. Or, do you have a man? Yeah, okay. Well, I don't see any pictures. Why don't you have pictures up? And I had to stop him, and I'm like, I don't need pictures up because I know what my family looks like. So you just want to see who my family is, then just say that. But I don't have to put my family on display to explain anything to anyone. I know who I love, and I know what my kids look like. So, no, I'm good. So I say all that to say, just know who you are and realize you do not have to put anything that you don't want out there on display. That's not what's going to drive this I'm authentic thing, right? It's not. Being real is just that. My acronym and my breakdown of real is getting rid of extraness and lies in your life. And if any of that is extra, then you're not being real. If you just do that, that is real. That is you being authentic, right? If you want to share and you want to have a whole bunch of pictures up, cool, but let that be because that's what you want to do, right? Not because you see the next person in their cubicle or whatever and they have this up, or you're looking at this other coach's website and she has all these wonderful things, places she's been. Like, if that's not you, whether you've been there or not, that's not you. Okay. Again, so misconceptions before I get to the last one. So the misconception of a personal brand story is that it's a projected image. And when I say projected, I mean lie. Right? It's like, oh, I want people to think this about me, so I'll put this out there. Stop that. No one wants that. You don't have to be tap dancing entertainment. This is not Mr. and Mrs. Bojangles. Like, you do not have to entertain anybody, because that is exhausting. Have you guys ever like gotten a reputation, or like say in your family, you were like used to being the funny one, right? And so now, or you told a funny joke one time, and now every time you go around your family, everybody's just expecting you to tell a joke, or around your friends, that's like exhausting. Like, I don't feel like that. So don't project anything out there that's not you, because it is very hard to keep that up, right? It's exhausting, and it's very exhausting to look at. The other is keeping up with Kardashians. You do not have to put everything out there. Like, you just don't. People will find you where they find you, and they will value what you bring to them. Do you know what I'm saying? Do y'all remember back in the day? and I know he's gone now, but back in the day, do you remember like whenever they used to have like the music awards, and it was when everything was combined. There was no BET and like MTV. It was just the American Music Awards. And I mean like back in the day when like Dolly Parton used to still be on there, Alabama, Tina Turner, all of it was all in one, right? But what I remembered is that during that time, when he was alive, Michael Jackson maybe would come or he would not come. And it was the anticipation, like, is Michael going to be there? Right? That made you kind of want more. But then, you know, towards his later years, when he just started randomly showing up at every event, you were just like, all right, Michael. All right, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, you don't have to be everywhere all the time, all your business out in the street to have a brand story. Last and not least, I say like last, not yeah, is you, if you are seeking outwardly approval, then your brand story will suck for you, because you're going to always be seeking validation about everything you do. Is this post right? Did I write this right? Is my hair right? Should I post it? You know, I can't even enjoy dinner with my friends because I got to post this. Is this saying right? Is this color? Like, it's exhausting because all you're worried about is what other people are going to think about you. And you're not telling your story. You're telling some falsified reality that you've put on yourself that you think somebody wants to see of you. Y'all get all that? That was a lot, but you understand what I'm saying. It is not about seeking outwardly, and I say that all the time. I say that in dressing, I say that in the decisions that you make, and the car you drive, and the house you live in. It is not about whether somebody likes your house or your car or anything. Do you like it? Do you like it? And if whenever you're making a decision, I say it all the time, keep asking yourself why. Why am I doing that? Like, why did I put this on today? Why did I buy this necklace? Why is my hair this way? If it's, because, you know, someone told me my shoulders is nice. Nah, go back and figure out why you like it. And if you can't figure that out, then take it off. You know what I'm saying? So with your personal brand story, it is not anything outwardly. You have to always be aware of yourself. Like, speak up for that girl that's not talking anymore. That's just somehow learned to stop talking. Speak up for that man that just will not speak out for himself anymore. Right? Speak out for her or him. So those are the misconceptions of what a brand story is. So let's get to what it actually is. So a personal brand story, or your brand story, is basically a narrative. It is a narrative of your journey and your path, and your next steps, or what you're planning to do, what you like, what you don't like, what you stand for. That is what your personal brand story is. What you're working on, what you got going on, all of that, you know, what you're involved in, what you like to eat, whatever. All of that is part of your personal brand story. Again, it tells who you are, what you stand for, where you're going, all of those things. So there's ways to share that without exposing everything about you. So if your personal brand story is a narrative, right, then that means it's a story. And it's going to be told regardless. So if you have the ability, control the narrative. Right? That's how you tell your story without all your business. Control it. Just know people are going to talk regardless. And if they're going to tell a story, make sure they're telling it right. Right? So how do we do that? Okay. So how do you tell your brand story? One is you have to be visible. Right? You just do. You got to stand up for yourself. You got to speak up. You got to say something that you are controlling this story. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've gone somewhere or gone to your family's house or around friends, and they're just like, or you're learning that there's this story being told about you, and it is completely false. And have you like just kind of cowered back and not said anything and just allow that to roll out? Well, that is your brand story. And you just let other people roll on with that. So you have to get visible, get audible, and speak out and control that narrative. So it doesn't mean you always have to be on videos and all this and that. But for the people in this group, or for the people that follow me, I talk about business, right, and corporate, and blending those together, right? So I'm gonna tweak it around that. So if it's video, get on video. Let people see who you are. Like, don't just let, like, in this day and age, especially why personal branding is so important is because, oh, and I'm going to say, if you guys leave any comments or say, hey, or whatever, I try to be real present. So please know I go back and respond to everybody. Right? So I appreciate the hearts and the likes. I thank you. But don't think that I'm ignoring you. Because if I start doing that, I can't even see as it is. It gets... So thank you. Please leave comments. Let me know what you guys think about what I'm saying. But just know that's how I dialogue. Right? What was I talking about? Oh, so... yeah. So we are in an age now where people need to connect with your why. You know what I'm saying? They just do. They just do. It's the way it is now. It's no longer you have a business and you're behind that brand, right? It's not like Walmart. Like, I don't even know is a guy named Sam Walton? I don't know what he looked like. To me, in my mind, I think he's just like an old white guy. I don't even know if he's still alive or not. I don't know. But that would not fly in this day and age if a new store came out, right? Or if your store came out or your brand came out. People want to know you. They just... for the sake of saying people are nosy, they want to know who is that's behind this thing. They care not, they give no F's about actually what you do. I mean, that's to be honest. The first impression is really not about what you do unless they're actually seeking that service out. They want to know about you and connect with you. And then if they decide they like you, then it's like, oh yeah, okay, no, what is it that she's doing? It's always secondary. So that's why personal branding is so important, because people don't care about what you do. They care about who you are. Period. Yeah, so that's why it's important. So if you're in business, or if you're trying to launch something, or if you're trying to help people or whatever, get on video, talk. Let them know you, your flavor, how you flow, how you talk, what matters to you, what doesn't. And then they'll decide whether they like that or not. And you know what? You won't care, because you're not doing it to seek approval. You're doing it so that your story can be told correctly. Are y'all following me on that? Other ways, social media, of course, your website, all of this is your touch points and where people are experiencing you. So so when I tell you to be intentional, you need to be intentional, because you have to realize that all of these decisions are being made, right? And I'm not saying, again, no tap dancing. Just if the story is going to be told, let it be told right, and let you control that story. So like, say, at work, show up. And when I mean show up, I don't just mean on time, but like, stop letting other things just pass you by. Stop letting Sally over there run with your idea like she had that when you know that was you. Stand up and like, no, that was me. Or I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not about like being Miss Badass or Mr. Badass, but speak up and stand up for yourself and be visible and be heard. That's number one if you want to tell your brand story. You have to tell it. Around your family. If you don't want the narrative anymore for you to be the jokester, stop joking. Get it, let it be known. Nah, I'm good. I'm not, that's just not me. And let them deal with how they feel about that. You know what I'm saying? Don't take that and internalize that and I don't know, and then what should I do? Like, you know what to do. I'm telling you, stand up and be visible in whatever you do, and that is how your brand story will start to be told. Number two, you have to relate and connect, right? What I mean is when you have to kind of to tell your story, people want to understand what you like and what you don't like. And sometimes it's not a matter of like doing a group and saying, hey, this is what I do. Sometimes it's being in other groups or being around other people or meeting new people and sparking up a conversation or listening and say, hey, I like that, or that's a dope shirt or a dope shoe. Relate where you relate and connect with people. So then it's an attention that's kind of coming back to you like, oh, yeah, well, I like that too. So they are starting to understand and connect with you. So relate and connect. Let's see, what are my notes on here? Yeah, so you don't have to recreate the wheel. Like you don't have to come up with something brand new that's relatable. No, go to something that's already done that you like. You relate to it and you put your spin on it. Tell people why you like it and how you would do it different or why you like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do that. Like, for instance, I don't know if this is part of my brand story, right? It's a whole holistic thing. So a couple of years ago, okay, so wait a minute, what? Okay, a couple of years ago, I discovered for myself hot yoga. I went to Charlotte with some of my girlfriends, and they got us to doing hot yoga, and I was First of all, I didn't even like to sweat, even though I sweat all the time. But I didn't like to sweat. But once I got over that and just allowed myself to, it was so therapeutic. It was wonderful, right? So what I'm saying is I connected, I related to that. So now I relate to, anybody else is talking about yoga when I used to look at them with side eye. So now I relate to that and I connect with that. But now my spin on it is, hey, ladies, sisters in particular, we can do yoga. And you know what's great about doing yoga? We do not lose our curves with it. Like, we get tight, we get right, but we do not lose our curves. That's my spin on yoga. That's how I see yoga. And you never know who you'll connect with that. Do you know what I'm saying? So hopefully you're following me with that. Relate and connect. What do you like? Why? What's your style and your flavor on it? All right. And so third thing is, and so with that, you're controlling the narrative, right? It's not just, oh, Crystal goes to yoga, she must think to no. I go to yoga because I like it, and let me tell you this with it too. I control the narrative that's out there. I control all of that. Evolving, right? So your personal brand is going to evolve as you evolve. And that is the wonderful thing about branding yourself, is that if you are a person that's a serial entrepreneur, you've got 1,000 ideas and you want to do this and you want to do that and you want to do this, and you're worried because like people think you're always changing up, it's all good, because when branding yourself allows this umbrella, right? This overarching umbrella to be you, and it gives you the flexibility to do whatever you want to do within that. So understand that as you change, right? Different things happen in your life, or new ideas come and you want to try this and you want to try that. If you branded yourself up here, people are following you here. And then everything you do underneath will just come, and they will be okay with that, and they'll flow with that. You won't be stuck in a particular narrative, right? You would have branded yourself. So hold on. I don't know if y'all can hear that. I'll stop it. Okay. So you would have branded yourself and control that narrative, and realize that it is ever evolving. So you need to share that with people, right? Share it in the way that you want to share it. Share how you want to share it, but you do need to share that with people. So your personal brand story is always evolving. Allow people to be on that journey with you, right? The other, number 4, is set boundaries. That's the biggest thing with telling your brand story and not telling all of your business. So I would say I'm a pretty somewhat public person, right? Like, I do speaking engagements. I'm very visible at work. I'm visible on here. And real talk, I mean, let me know if you know something, not in the comments. Let me know if you think you know something about me that I have not controlled that you know. Like, really think about it. Anybody who knows me, or you newbies that are in the group, or just have connected, what do you really know about Crystal? And whatever you know, is it something that you found out, or did Crystal tell you that through her messaging, through talking directly? That is how you set boundaries. That is how you control the narrative. It's not about being fake, right? It's not about being secretive. But I am reserved when it comes to certain things. I don't put a whole lot of pictures up of my children. I know what my kids look like. I see them every day. Everyone that knows me know I love my kids. I go hard for them. But I don't have to put them up, because I have that's just me, and that's my reserve. I like to keep that for me, right? I don't have pictures of me all the way up, with my relationship or my marriage, anything like that. It's not about being ashamed. It's not about being secretive. It's just that is personal and private to me. And so I choose not to share that. But how that story is told is that when I'm talking, you see a ring. So the visual is like, okay, she's married. When I talk about motherhood, oh, she has children. You see what I'm saying? It is still being told, but it's been told in the way that I want to tell it. So set boundaries. And that's I went back to that story with the guy that was at my job that felt like I should have a picture up. Like, why do you not have pictures up? I mean, he literally said, do I not love my family? And that's when I was like, dude, I know what my family looks like. If you just want to see them, just say that. And I'll say no, but just say that. Like, don't try to turn this on me. But control, set the boundaries. If your family's off limits, let them be off limits, right? If what you do in the daytime, like you have if you're running a business and then also whatever else, and that's off limits, set that boundary and let it be it. You don't have to answer to anybody but yourself. You have to understand why you do what you do. Make sure you're not doing it outwardly for any type of approval or because someone said you should do it. But set boundaries there. You know what I'm saying? What does it say? Okay, yeah. So again, how do we do this? You got to be visible. You got to speak up. That doesn't mean being on video all the time, but you got to speak up for yourself. If you have been allowing other people to control what they think about you, like say if you were somebody from back in the day and you used to do bad things or, whatever. And so now everybody just wants to associate you with that, right? And that is what they see. You have to speak up. You have to change that narrative, right? Speak up for yourself, right? Be visible. Think about if you're in your business, all your touch points. Relate and connect, right? Relate and connect. In order to tell a story, you can't just be telling it to yourself, right? So what do you like? If it's something new, relate, connect with people. Tell them why you like it and how you're a little different with it. You know what I'm saying? And when I say tell, I'm not saying go shout it on the mountaintop. I'm saying be intentional with what you put out and how you put out, because that's the story that you are telling. Number 3 is evolving. Your brand story is always evolving. So think about that. Think about stepping back a few feet and allowing yourself to evolve and tell that story. Okay? And in the way that you want. And then number 4 is set your boundaries. Period. And don't worry about what anyone thinks about it. Set your boundaries. It is what it is. And that's just how it's going to be. All right. So again, remember that your personal brand story is a narrative. It is an ongoing narrative that's being told about you. And it is too important for you to allow somebody to tell it. And not only tell it, but tell it wrong. So take back control of your story, of what you want out there, of what business you do, of who you serve, of what job you take, whatever. Take back control of that. And when the story is told, make sure it is told correctly. So, that's it. I'm not going to take too much of your time. That was about 30 minutes. I'm still trying to get to 15, but I like to talk, I guess. Thank you guys for coming and joining every Thursday at 7 o'clock. I don't have my schedule for February. We've made it to February yet. But if there's something you want me to talk about, send me a message and I will make that one of the topics before this weekend, because I'm going to start planning all that out. I'm going to be at the Sheraton, downtown Raleigh. I'll put the links and the flyer in the group. If you want, some good nuggets around branding, etiquette, makeup, how to present yourself. If you have a daughter and you want to do a daddy-daughter, go to the daddy-daughters dance, or they even have mother and son, it's going to be this Saturday. So this workshop is that. So I will be speaking at that. I'm very excited about that. And please, 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 I don't beg. I'm telling you. Go share the group with somebody. I really want to get 300. And I really want to give you guys that book. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything. And I will see you next week with another Live with Love. Bye.